go ahead and introduce yourself and Arctic Games or Artake Games. I don't quite know how to pronounce it.
Artake,
Artake.
as in our take, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm Tomoya. I'm a game developer. I like making games. And I thought I'd get into the gaming industry by practicing by making a video game that I like, which is Zelda. So I learned a lot in the way, and hoping that everything we work on meets your expectations. So yeah, that's my introduction. What's up?
All right. Yeah.
I'm a
So
little
Daniel,
nervous because I'm a big fan of you guys. So
awesome. Thank you.
That fills me with fuzzies.
Yeah, it's always great
Fuzzy
because
trees.
whenever we're a fan of someone or I'm a fan of someone and I find out that they like the stuff I do as well, there's the mutual appreciation.
Oh my god, yeah.
Daniel was just saying a big thing for him in games is the running animations being just perfect. So he was talking about earlier, he was watching the video while he was playing Starlink on the Switch. So like the whole Star Fox thing. And so he did like a pseudo live reaction watching it. And he was complimenting the running animations and a bunch of other stuff about it. So, yeah.
thank you. It took me a very long time.
Forgiven.
Take it away.
One up in another window.
All right. So,
And just mute it. You're good.
hello everyone. I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse. Here with us is Chiblima and Daniel, our co-hosts for the Highland Gamescast. Today we're going to be talking about the recent video that went up on my channel and on the Artake Games channel, which is Twilight Princess 2, or at least the last time that they spoke about it, it was Twilight Princess 2. But it is the basically what it sounds like. It's a fan remake or a fan project trying to just make I don't even know how to describe like it. Okay, let's do this again because I'm feeling a bit lost.
You
here.
got this, man. Don't worry.
No,
Words are
okay,
hard.
so
Words are hard.
it's a Twilight Princess 2 fan project to where they began it as a remake for Twilight Princess HD before Nintendo announced their official remake being made by Tantalus. And then after the remake was made official, they decided to make theirs a bit different. So they were going to add in like an official Shadow Temple and a new dungeon and maybe even an entirely new village or area in the game. They had a bunch of plans for it, but then that ended up going and changing into, instead of a remake, they were going to make their own unique Twilight Princess-esque Zelda game. And then that ended up being named Project Eventide, I think. And that was what the gameplay that I would use in a lot of the videos, just like B-roll gameplay at the bottom. And that ended up being changed into Twilight Princess 2, which is where it's at now. So the gameplay model, to me personally, for Link, it looks like 80% Twilight Princess and 20% Breath of the Wild. It looks more realistic than Twilight Princess, but at the same time it looks a bit like cel shaded, like slightly, in the way that Breath of the Wild does. But that could just come down to it's not technically more realistic, it's just more detailed. Yeah, he's here. You got it right so far. Artake Games is in the chat. It'd been awesome if you could have just joined us.
That's
that
the
way.
guy making the game.
Yeah,
So.
if you could just join. Yes, Tomoya, if you would like to join so you can announce it or talk about it, you can. We had a super chat for someone asking us to give some detail on it. So if you would like to join, just let us know. We can quickly add you to the call so you can go over all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was basically it. I reached out to him the other day to ask for like a quick update on it because I'd been getting so many different people in the comments of my video asking what it was, so I was like, okay, well, instead of constantly replying to almost every single comment asking about what this is, some people thought it was a Breath of the Wild mod, some people thought it was a fan game, some people thought it was like Skyward Sword related because it kind of had the toony art style. So I thought making a video talking about it, and then everyone watching that video would be more helpful than me just replying to everyone. So they, or Tomoya ended up sending me the gameplay earlier today, and I uploaded it, and it was showing off a almost Temple of Time and Breath of the Wild-esque place that was kind of destroyed and run down, that he was running around in. There's an enemy in the corner that he showed off like the running animations, which Daniel thought he liked.
Yeah, which is a rarity. Like that's, and I mentioned this on Twitch earlier today and during my stream as well. We watched through Jesse's video, albeit on 2x speed. But that's the thing, is a lot of these fan projects and stuff, and even a lot of indie games. For people who have watched the podcast in the past, probably know the first thing I nitpick is the walking animations or the running animations.
He actually said he would join. So.
Oh, great!
Ew.
Hey, that's awesome. But yeah, this is one of the first like fan projects or like indie game like this that I've actually the walking animation does not bother me. I'm like, it works. He's got actually weight to him in his little strut, and it looks like it feels good to there
like
you go.
Animating's a very long process, man.
Yeah.
And that's why you see a lot of games nowadays. They have very, very poor animation. Usually, it's or it just looks like it looks like animations are put together with spit and duct tape, in some indie games, because it's a very lengthy process. So, and it also depends on the person, how they like to animate and stuff. And I guess honestly, after what I've learned, I can't give you an excuse why animations in indie games are poor. I can't. It's probably just them being lazy, or I don't know, man. I don't know.
But it's important. Like, you spend, especially again like this, you spend so much time just moving in the game, right? And that sort of motion has to feel good. Otherwise, the whole experience is going to feel kind of just off a little bit. And so it's nice to see this, like, you see all these like recreations in Unreal Engine of, like Ocarina of Time and stuff like that, and where Link kind of just slides, like he has an animation, but he just kind of slides across the world, like he's weightless. Like, even the official 3DS remakes of those games, I feel like Link, like his walking animation in that is inferior to the original N64 version because he has no weight. He just slides across the world. And so then I'm watching this video and I see Link has this proper little strut going on, and he's got this nice balance. And yeah, no, it's great. It's
I can't help but notice the way his hat moves. Perfect. It is just so in sync with the way he actually moves as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of watching it on the side here.
It kind of gets funny when you're like running, like you're running forward, but you keep turning side to side while you're going forward. So the back of his hat's just like going all over the place.
Yeah, it's spazzing out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to give Link more character because I've like most Zelda games, Link is very much of a mute. He has very little expression. That's why I love Wind Waker a lot, because Wind Waker Toon Link has a lot of expressions, and I kind of want to like see how you can translate Toon Link's expressions onto a character like Twilight Princess Link. Like how can you make 3D, like just a modern, realistic looking Link expressive, and that's the goal. So everything, like the animation, the running animations, everything, like I just want all of his animations to show character, like his character, and just make it more interesting overall. That's my goal.
All right. If you could describe the Link model, I think obviously it's supposed to be mostly based on the Twilight Princess Link model, but how would you describe it? Like, did you actually port in the Twilight Princess model and then just update it, or was it?
No, everything was made from scratch, and this is why it took years. It took years, man, to make Link, because I wasn't a character model at this time. I was just a texture artist, and people that were joining the team were kind of like on and off. I couldn't really get anybody to consistently work on them, but yeah, man, you should see like all the iterations of the model itself, man. It was awful, like from 0 to how it is now. Yeah, I think I answered the question. It was all made from scratch, man.
All right, what was your?
There's not much else to say about that.
What was the end goal? Like, if you could, was you trying to base it off of like just a better version of the Twilight Princess model, or mix in some of the Breath of the Wild, which is what I said that I thought it looked like 80% Twilight Princess, 20% Breath of the Wild. There's even the Zelda Wii U tech demo model, which everyone seems to like, and some people don't. But
yeah, I would say that the tunic, when I was modeling the tunic, I was thinking of the tech demo, like the way it looks. But for the character himself, I was trying to think of what if Pixar, Overwatch, and anime had a baby, you know? How would that look? How would anime look when it had that Pixar look? So if you had all the flat look, like actually a good example of this would be Kingdom Hearts, the new one. So I was thinking of something like that. That's I still feel like it's not perfect, but you know that with my skill set, that's the best I can get it, and I'm kind of satisfied with it, man. So
that's okay. Even Nintendo's isn't perfect, like you see.
Yeah.
Even Breath of the Wild, where Link's, if you have the hood on and the cape clips through the shield sometimes, and I'm like, come on, Nintendo. No, don't even.
You got to give them credit though. That's a lot of work to get physics to not clip. I mean, you have to. There's like, oh man, I can't tell you enough. Like, I'm even working on it right now, getting his tunic to have physics. But man, you have to like play with collision capsules. And you have to make sure like depending on how thin the geometry is, you got to make sure it's almost near impossible to get physics real time in a video game to look good without it clipping and stuff. Because it's just I don't know. It's just all the capsules and everything, man. I don't know how to put it in layman's terms, but it's just what I'm thinking of. I give Nintendo credit, man, to make everything look good the way it does in their game. So, you know,
I'll say like I don't think Link's hat, at least from what I watched through it, I never noticed it like intrusively going in and out of his shield or anything like that. Like it all looks very, very smooth and polished. So it's
it does.
You put a lot of work into it. It clearly shows the care that was put into this. I think that was what I was saying during my Twitch stream as well. It's just like you can see a lot of handcrafted sort of care was put into this sort of.
Yeah.
Even though I only got to see a blurb of it from Jesse's video, but still, that was enough to impress me. So
thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it.
I'm the picky one. So
I really do appreciate it.
We've seen a bit of the overworld in this game. Like you showed off, what was it? The part in the Hyrule field to where there's just the small bridge overpass that's going through, and like it's very familiar to Twilight Princess, but the art style looks way more realistic in that area, and then the water itself looks a lot better. So is it like, are you remaining faithful to the overworld from Twilight Princess? Like, what was it? A Link Between Worlds was meant to be a sequel to A Link to the Past, so it uses the same overworld. Is this going to be the same thing, or are you adding in new places or making Hyrule Field bigger? Like, what's the goal with the world?
Originally, this is why you see the world the way it is now. Originally, it's supposed to be a Twilight Princess remake, like a 1-to-1 remake, everything just made from scratch, you know, in Unreal Engine. It was going to be that at first, but then we were thinking about Nintendo and how anal they are with. Excuse my language. I'm not sure.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, okay. You know how Nintendo is with their copyright. So, the new direction now is to make a Twilight Princess 2, where Link basically, after the whole Midna thing, like after she left and Link went back to being a farm boy, he kind of like has this PTSD thing going on. That's what this is going to be about. And then he's still a warrior though. He still like serves people, like he does jobs. Like if people need help with something, he'll go out and help. And I think it was my knowledge is really bad about Twilight Princess, but who's the big breast girl, at the bar? Who was that girl?
Telma?
Telma.
It was Telma? Okay.
Yeah.
So she goes on a trip with him to a different world to deliver some cargo. And this is where Link goes on with Telma to go to this new world, and then there's like certain drama that happens over there that man, how do I explain this without, because there's going to be two stories, just one for if Nintendo takes it down and one that's going to be like 100% original. But if Nintendo doesn't say anything as we get that far, then it'll be basically Link, like throughout the whole trip, and as he's there, Midna is trying to give him a message, tell him something, and he has to find, and apparently he has to go out and go back to the Twilight world somehow, but he doesn't know how to. But there's that guy, that guy that was obsessed with the Twilight. He was that researcher.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Do you guys know? You guys are better with it because you're into the lore and all that stuff.
I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like that researcher.
Yeah. He's the one.
He's
that,
the one.
You can find him in different areas and stuff, and like underneath the house with the statue, and yeah.
Yeah. So he was gonna be the one that.
Shad, I think.
Shad
is the name.
Yeah.
Yes. It took me way too long to get there, but
yeah.
My brain made it in the end. So.
But to short it all out, man, it's basically it's gonna have its own world. And what you see, everything right now, what you see, it's not even gonna be touched much. We're gonna focus on a new world. Everything there is just gonna be like a background for like the cutscene where he's going to the new world. That's about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so expect something different.
Cool.
All right. So, do you have like I know these things where it's basically just you and a small team working on stuff, and then people come and go on the team all the time as well. But do you have any estimated release date or an idea of when you would like to have something?
Well, everything you've seen in that video was done by just me and one programmer that came on. His name was Matt G. He helped with the climbing and the ladder stuff. And that was done in about maybe, I want to say like 3 weeks.
Awesome.
But that's when he was helping, man. It's really hard. I don't like giving release dates because it's just me at this point working on it, and things can happen. So, and every time when I do make a release date, I always seem to not make that date. So I can't really give a release date. But what I can promise is that I do want to release playable demos within milestones. So like in one milestone, people will test out and find all the bugs for like climbing, for example. And I released that build just for people to test out climbing. I want them to find all the bugs and play it all out until it's perfect. Then we go into the next mechanic. Make sure, have people play all those, and then just try to find all the bugs, etc. Just repeat for every mechanic in the game. And that's the only thing I can promise that seems reasonable. So maybe like a month or two, you can expect like the first playable demo to test out, maybe like climb everything in the video and then some.
Awesome.
So yeah.
I hope because there's a lot of developers and like fan modders and people like that watch our videos. So I hope if anyone's watching that would like to help out at all, if you're good at texturing or doing anything at all, should we recommend them to go and find you to see if they could help out in any way?
I'm not sure how helpful a modder would be. It'd have to be like a specific skill set, like if you're good at modeling, if you're good at texturing, if you're an animator, a programmer with a specifically blueprint, that would be great. That's it, because modders mod games. They only know as much as how they can mod something. That's their knowledge. I need something that's like an actual trait.
All right. And is there any final thing that you would like to say about this before we move on to the next topic?
No, I feel like you sidetracked long enough, man. I don't want to keep, but I really do appreciate the coverage that you've provided on this stream today. I didn't even expect that.
No, it was like I was going to mention it as a topic. I didn't even have it on the normal thing because I only showed like half of the footage that you'd sent. Like I didn't show the Fair on Woods thing. I was saving that for tomorrow's upload, and then I was going to just mention more stuff. Like some people had some questions in the original comments of the video, so I was just going to answer those questions as best as I knew on tomorrow's video, and then plan to have you on next week or some other time so you could cover any other questions that people had. But then Justin, he was asking about the game, so that's why we brought it up as a topic, and then you just happened to be in the chat as well, so it kind of worked out perfectly.
All right, well, I guess I said everything I had to say.
Cool. I actually, Tomoya, I have a quick question, because I was taking a look at your YouTube channel, and it looks like you had been working on like a Twilight Princess development channel or challenge before. Did that kind of convert and segue into what it is now over the last year? Because it's like the other videos that you have on your channel, the way that they're done are so different compared to this one.
Yeah, because but that I was using Adobe Premiere Pro, and this one I was using an open source one called Shotcut, something like that. It was really crappy editor. But
I was gonna say, like, this one that you've released like just today, or I guess yesterday, looks amazing. I love it.
Oh, so you're saying
the other ones are fine too, but I was just kind of clicking through and seeing what else is going on there, and it's just like there's so much progress in what your ideas have been. It's very fascinating to click through snooping.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. GameOverJesse, if you are Jesse, right? So, if you want, man, even if it's not related to the project, I'd like to, I'm not sure what your curriculum is or anything, but, if you want to stream and you need a fourth guy or anything, man, well, I'm down to, it doesn't have to be anything, theories, anything, man. I wouldn't mind.
All right,
fourth wheel.
Actually, I guess since you're already here, if you want to stay on for the rest of the podcast, I don't think anyone would mind.
No objections. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, man.
I mean, if you've got nowhere to be.
All right. So basically, for the rest of the podcast, if someone can link the topic or the Google Doc.
Oh yeah.
I got it.
You got it. You got it.
We basically just have a rumor for Link's Awakening, the DX version. I have DS for some reason.
Womp womp.
Yeah, so there's a rumor for Link's Awakening DX releasing alongside the remake for Link's Awakening for the Switch, which in itself sounds cool if you're a fan of the original Link's Awakening or if you want to try it out for the first time. But it also opens up the Nintendo Switch to Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced games to be played on the Nintendo Switch as well. So we're going to talk about that rumor, and then there's just a little thing saying OOT theories, which we've covered so many of our original theories and stuff on the channel that sometimes people will just send us like a list of theories or something or whatever, and
usually one that makes me want to break my keyboard.
One of the first ones that we got was like 10 amazing confirmed Legend of Zelda theories or whatever, and then you look at the list and it's like they're all theories that are just easily debunked or don't make sense at all, and people send them to us basically for the sole purpose of us like debunking and like correcting. So in a similar fashion, last week Daniel and I covered a bunch of the stuff that this says about the Shadow Temple and just giving our thoughts on it. So I thought we could do something similar today, since everyone seemed to enjoy it last week, and just picking a different temple and covering some of what it says about that temple and giving our thoughts on it, and then just ending with the Zelda mailbag, which is where we just take questions from the people watching and answering them. So
Okay.
yeah, do you guys, if you can click on the OOT theories, get one picked out, or a temple picked out that you like the theory for, and then I guess we can each do our own theory. If we find one on there that we like, we can talk about. And then in the meantime, I'll do the Link's Awakening news. So you guys can be picking out a theory while I do that. All right. Hello, everyone.
Where do you see that?
Wait, what?
Is that on the left of the document?
What? No, it's like underneath the blue where it says like Nintendo news, and then it has it highlighted OOT theories.
Okay.
This is number 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
All right.
I got it. Sweet. Thank you.
All right. So
run, which is the most important thing. Your movement in a game should feel good to do. So that's an achievement in my eyes. Yes, I'll stop.
Hold on a second.
Hello, Moya.
Hey, welcome.
Hold on a second.
This is
there we go.
impromptu little.
Hold on just a second. I want to put some headphones on. That way you don't hear me mirrored.
I'm just taking a quick click through the video right now because, trying to be up to date.
Yeah, do it. Stay up to date.
try to understand what's happening between my life and this life.
Yo, what's
Gotcha.
going on?
Right. Good job, Chewy.
yeah, all right, awesome.
Huge
So,
fan.
can you hear us? Okay,
Yeah. Hold
Yeah.
on a second.
and everyone can hear him.
Yeah.
All right,
My getting all snugged up and everything.
awesome.
Um.
All right, so do you want to go ahead and
You put
introduce
pants
yourself
on just
and
for this occasion.
tell us?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.